Hi, welcome to those who have been with me before, and for those that haven't, my name is Adeline White from Farmers Feeding Utah. Today we are going to be making tinfoil dinners. I like this recipe because it's really yummy and really simple. I say that about every recipe, I know, but this one really is. And I also like it because it reminds me of my childhood. We used to take tinfoil dinners and put them out on the campfire and let them cook on the campfire. Anyone tried that? Today we're going to be making tinfoil dinners in our own kitchen using our oven. So I'm going to start by showing you the ingredients. We've got ground beef, and I just made it into patties right here. So I've got 2 patties right here of ground beef. We're going to be using a potato, an onion, 2 carrots, a handful of mushrooms, and then we will be using aluminum foil, tin foil, whatever have you, and salt and pepper. So that's what we'll be using, but I'll take you step by step. Let's get started. Let's start with our good looking potatoes and carrots. We need to wash these. I'm just gonna wash them in the sink under cold water to scrub them, and then we're good to chop them up. Great, they are nice and clean. Now I always like to peel my carrots. I'll get peeling them, and then we'll start chopping the vegetables. I don't usually cut carrots this way, I don't know about you, but I'm cutting my carrots a little different. I'm cutting them into long, thin slices, so I'll show you. I'm gonna cut the carrot just in half, and then in half again. Be careful that your fingers are rounded so you don't accidentally get your fingers. See how mine are rounded like this? And then I'm gonna lay it flat, half again, and one more time. Just one more thing to chop, our onion. I want to show you how to cut an onion because I don't know about you, but I used to be cutting onions a totally harder way, and then I figured out this new, easier way, and I want to share it. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut the onion from this end to this end, okay? So that both sides of the onion are still intact to both of the ends. Does that make sense? At this point, you can start to take off the wrapper. Okay, I'm going to start with one half. Both sides are intact, and I'm going to cut off this end right here. And then I'm going to slice it just deep enough, but not all the way, so that all of the pieces stay intact. Okay, and then you can just start chopping it like this. I'm going to cut it in half. So you can do that if you want to, but now we'll just chop it, and all of those pieces are nice and chopped, and it didn't even make that much of a mess, and it's so much faster. Okay, so to be honest, I kept chopping up this onion into small pieces because I was getting so excited about chopping the onion, but you can just keep it into long pieces like the carrots and the potatoes. Either way, whatever you prefer. So now everything's chopped. Our mushrooms already are chopped. I bought them pre-chopped. So we're gonna package everything into the tin foil. This is the fun part. So I've got 4 pieces of aluminum foil because I want 2 pieces for each patty. I'm gonna double it up just in case. There's 2 pieces there. And then I'm gonna start with my onions. Put a little bit of onion in the middle of each one. Then I'm going to take some carrots, and we'll just go about layering everything right in the tin foil. Voila! All right, let's wrap it all up. Nice and tight, because obviously things are falling over, so we want them to all stay packaged. I'm just going to roll up this end, roll up this end, roll up the middle. Voila! So I had extra vegetables that didn't fit into my tinfoil dinner, extra potatoes, carrots, and onions actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a separate vegetable tinfoil dinner. I'm just going to wrap these up in the tinfoil, put some salt and pepper on them, and that's going to be really good because I actually really love vegetables cooked this way. They are all tightly sealed and ready to go in the oven. Reminder, we're going to put them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. What we're most worried about is we want the beef to be cooked all of the way. So we want it to reach 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll check that when it comes out of the oven because otherwise it's not safe to eat. But we'll put this in the oven and let it get cooking. Okay, I just pulled this out of the oven. It's been 30 minutes. But to be safe, I want to check the meat's temperature to make sure that the temperature is right. I want to check right in the center of the beef patty, and it should be 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to stick it right in there. Okay, it's only reading about 145, so I'm going to stick it back in the oven and pull it out in probably 5 or 10 minutes. Just so you know, raw meat is really harmful for you if you eat it raw because it has potential bacteria in it. But if you cook it to a certain temperature, then all the bacteria is killed and then it's safe to eat, which is why we cook our meat. But to make sure all the bacteria is killed, one of these thermometers is really handy so that you can know what temperature you're eating your meat at. So ground beef, for example, needs to be cooked to 160 degrees Fahrenheit for all of the bacteria to be killed. Chicken needs to be cooked to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Pork can be cooked to 145 degrees Fahrenheit unless you're reheating it. Then it needs to be 165. And steaks can be cooked to 145 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's an easy way to make sure you're safe and you're not getting yourself sick or the people that you're serving, is this handy dandy thermometer. I took it out again. I'm temping the temperature again. It's always worth it to be safe, right? Okay, it's good. It reached 161, so that's good. So these are ready. You can keep them in the tin foil until you're ready to eat them, but I'm just gonna crack it open and eat it. Thank you guys for joining me and making these tin foil dinners. I'm really glad we could talk about how to be safe and eating meat, and I hope you enjoyed them. I'll see you guys next time.